Jason,
Well,
start the show. Not good.
Now start the show since we decided to talk.
hey guys, welcome to all new episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. Thank you guys out there in the super cool nation for joining us for another hour of nerd talk. And we are putting together a battle tonight. We're just creating battles, really. I don't think there's any animosity between them. But you know what? Versus, anyway. Thank you all for joining us again. My name is Jason the X. Over here, that's Kat.
Still Cat. Still here. Still making it strong.
You need to put more color in the hair.
Making it strong.
It can't. This is as bright as it can get right now. Working on it.
You gotta bleach it.
Yeah.
It's like this whole thing.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of people who are suddenly giving out hair care tips, it's Cass.
Hey! That's it.
That's
That's all I
all.
got.
It's going to be an interesting battle.
I'm waiting for somebody else to notice that out there. Guys, you
No.
notice it.
Oh,
Anyway,
come on.
and joining us this week on the show, our special guest. I mean, he's literally, I can call him at any point. Aaron's like, I'll be there. Aaron from Wonder Twin Powers Activate Show is here. He's also here for a reason because we are doing something this weekend. We are attending Lubbock Con. We're going on the road, and Aaron's going to be giving us a bit of a rundown of what's going on there.
Yes,
so
sir.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be me and Cora on the road. Speaking of Cora, behind the board, pressing knobs and making everything look pretty and sound good, it is Cora. What?
I'm very disturbed by the amount of noise happening.
Yeah, that got
Hi.
weird quick.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the road together for 5 hours. You think it's weird now?
It is more than 5 hours to Lubbock.
Especially if you just turn the radio off and put it on mute, just listen to the audio.
Oh, I'm gonna listen to my new crack. It's listening to tech support scammers get pwned.
Oh,
on
we're not
YouTube.
listening to that for 5 hours. I need you to know that
listen
right
to-
now.
Okay.
You listen to 500 miles, right?
I'll bring
On
headphones.
repeat?
I will
Go
walk
walk
500 miles and I will walk 500
That's all. We're so far in copyright.
Oh my God! What the?
It's either
Hell
that.
has
But it's out of
happened here?
tune, so the program won't pick it up. That's how I...
Rude. Also,
Wow.
Hey, I'm talking about me. Mostly.
It's our superpower, really. Just skipping right over that detection.
I like that everybody has notes for this show. For a show about the two top dogs of animation, Pixar and Dreamworks animation, the numbers are actually going to surprise
top
you.
dogs.
Huh?
Are they the top dogs?
Are they not?
I would put Disney.
Disney, Pixar.
Disney and Pixar are still
CGI?
also separate entities because Pixar does produce movies still as Pixar
Right.
instead of just Disney Pixar.
So, like,
Yeah.
Moana
Can you
doesn't
adjust your
count.
glasses after you say that
Moana
next time?
doesn't count.
Thank
like
you,
Hero
thank you.
6 doesn't count. And those were my
Okay,
big winners.
okay, fine.
Really?
We're talking about the big squad.
No, I'm mad about it. Those two should count, but they don't get to because they were Disney, but not Pixar. I bet Steve Jobs put it in the contract when he sold Pixar. It was like,
I
you
feel
have
like
to
this
keep
is
them
going to be
separate.
part of it. Anyway, we will get to that.
Discourse.
But for now, let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news. Oh, well, sorry. Anyway, I should be.
Meaning, alas, poor yours. I knew
I should.
Just sitting here like Hamleting.
Yeah,
With a, like,
yeah.
I should be talking about like the thing that Dallas Fan Expo announced today, but we'll get to that later. Anyway,
You got me monologuing.
so unfortunately, they're dead. They're gone, and it wasn't Thanos that got rid of them. It was just Netflix saying, "Hey, we're gonna go ahead and cancel those." So the last survivors, Jessica Jones and Punisher, are officially canceled. Jessica Jones season 3 will still air on Netflix. However, Marvel did have an official response. Now, first of all, let's just say, for good or bad, they were able to bring these characters to life on Netflix in these episodic tales. And for the most part, I think we enjoyed it. Yes, we can say what we want to about Iron Fist. We can say a lot about Iron Fist. I'm going to still pick on Iron Fist.
I'm right there with you.
But I like the majority of it. Love Jessica Jones. Daredevil was my jam. Luke Cage, Punisher. Great shows.
Punisher, Both seasons of Punisher are just my favorite.
And I even enjoyed Defenders because they brought them all together.
I liked it.
So-
I thought it was like what Justice League wanted to be.
But In the darkness,
Womp womp.
there is light. So, an official statement from Marvel said, it had never been done before. 4 separate television series, each with different super talented showrunners, writers, directors, cast, and crew coming out months apart, and then they would meet in a single event series all set in the heart of New York City. We call them The Defenders. And together we were thrilled by stories of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and even the Punisher joined in. They said it couldn't be done, but Marvel assembled amazing teams to write, produce, direct, edit, and score 13 seasons and 161 one-hour episodes. Take a moment to go online and look at the dazzling list of actors, writers, directors, and musicians who graced us with the very best of their craft. We loved each and every minute for it, and we did it for you, the fans, who cheered us around the world and made all the work worth it. So thank you. On behalf of everyone at Marvel Television, we couldn't be more proud or more grateful to our audience. Our network partner may have decided they no longer want to continue telling these tales of these great characters, but you know Marvel better than that. As Matthew Murdock's dad once said, the measure of a man is not how he gets knocked to the mat, it's how he gets back up. To be continued.
That's encouraging.
That is so encouraging.
Yeah.
Like, I am waiting. I think the moment that we realize, like, one of these shows will be returning, say, on the new Disney platform, we're going to blow our tops or something.
Yeah, like, I've held out hope since the beginning because they're successful series, I believe. And then they canceled, like, all of them. I'm like, well, they're kicking off this new thing.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, hopefully, but until it's confirmed, it's not confirmed.
True.
So,
yeah.
like...
It could go either way, kind of thing.
It could, and it still could, but that's encouraging.
And in the meantime, go read a comic book.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For real.
Yeah, someone
There's
pointed
hope.
that out.
I'd be like, oh, look at that. This Kingpin is like that Kingpin. How about
Right?
that?
Yeah.
I am very sad because I think everybody did put a lot of heart into these shows, honestly. I commend them all. Charlie Cox especially. I'm gonna Daredevil was my favorite, so kudos.
Anytime you can get comic book related material out there to the public, I'm behind it. I might not like it, but I'm just happy that it's there in the first place because that stuff
Brings more
quality
fans
stuff too.
and more,
Yeah.
and more
So that's-
recognition, more people who would enjoy it.
Exactly.
See it. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'll go rewatch Daredevil season 1. But anyway, thank you everyone
To finish.
for giving us these characters, and yeah, hope for the future. Excelsior. Kat, what have you got? I did it purposely because she was drinking this.
So, Nike has these self-lacing sneakers, right? They're called the Adapt BBs, and they're $350. They lace themselves. Yeah, you get an app with it that lets you adjust everything, like how tight the laces are, and customize the lights and
So
the
we
battery
finally
life.
get Back to the Future 2 sneakers?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, look at those.
You can check the battery in your shoes. There's one problem with this, and that's that the app doesn't work. Okay.
Oh,
Whoops.
Yeah.
it's kind of a big deal.
On the Android this week, Google Play got flooded with so many 1-star reviews that say there's an update that failed their firmware. So think of like hardware
Somebody's
updates.
getting fired.
It booted, which is funny, or bricked, which is also funny,
Right.
the whole system for a lot of them. So you have comments like, my left shoe won't even reboot. Yeah. And because they're only like self-lacing in a technological way, there's no real laces associated with them.
Can't really wear them.
You can't tighten them. They're literally useless.
What are these shoes called again?
They're called the
Junk.
Adapt BBs.
I have
right?
to find these reviews.
No manual laces. You have to trigger the self-lacing feature to tighten the shoes around your feet.
See,
If
that
the
was the nice thing
firmware
about the
update
pump. You remember
fails-
the pump where you just kind of like pumped it up yourself? It was
Your
like in the
shoes?
Yeah.
thumb. Yeah, it was like the
What?
tongue of the
Yeah, I remember those.
I had a pair of those.
Did
I
you?
didn't-
See,
I didn't have them, but I remember that.
Right? You go, you know, you just squeeze a little, you know, it's like almost like a dog squeaker toy, but it didn't squeak. And then you
No,
pump
like
it
one
up.
of those, the
Yeah,
heart
it had
pressure
like,
things.
yeah, it had like a little air bladder in them, right? And
Yeah.
then when you hit it a few times, it'd snug up on your feet.
And
I
then
don't know.
What?
You walked somewhere.
There was
I don't know.
air support, I guess. For
Yeah,
you.
it was
the
just.
thing go?
I guess just to be a comfortable fit, a nice where it's not too firm, not too loose.
Where
Yeah.
does the thing go?
It's in your tongue. It's just
It's just in the tongue of the shoe.
yeah.
Oh, so it's not like a thing that attaches.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it's
not-
just
yeah,
inside
It's
the
thing
tongue.
for it to pump itself.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then
The
there was a-
built-in pump.
And
I
there was
guess
a
you'd
certain
say.
way, like, you could, like, there was a spot on it where you could push it and it would let all the air out.
Yeah, something like that. That memory I don't remember.
Yeah,
but I just
none
remember
of that. These
None of that.
basically don't tighten around your feet if the software isn't working, which I find hilarious. Like, bricking shoes is hilarious.
This is awesome.
You know what that's like? It's like buying these new games that you can only play when they're online. So if the servers crash, you can't play the freaking game.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, a lot are doing that
I
with the
know.
trials.
I just like that
Yeah.
somebody said, try resetting shoe.
You should go
Have
if you're
you power
having a bad
cycled your
day.
shoes?
Yeah, turn it off and turn it
Yeah,
on again.
yeah.
If you're having a bad day, go read some of the reviews. The comments are hilarious.
Apple
Now-
only sync with left shoe.
That's the funniest thing to me is picturing one of them not working, and I
I'd
don't
be-
know why.
For $300,
It's so
I'd be
funny.
so mad.
I would be mad too, but here's the thing, and I'm not just trying to point out these people and laugh at them, but the people who buy those shoes are part of a group of early adopters of
Sneaker pimp.
technology.
Yeah, those guys that just do it because they love
I don't
sneakers.
even think it's sneaker people. I
just-
think it's tech people.
I just love the
That's
idea
true,
of
too.
people
I
have
want the
firmware for their
latest
shoes.
gadgets, and early adopters tend to treat these situations with a decent sense of humor. They understand. They just want it fixed.
And anybody that knows anything about technology knows when the first ones come out, you never trust that first gen.
Early adopters
Yeah.
buy the first thing because
I
it's
know.
the newest, but there's a certain amount of disposable income
Sure,
associated with that.
$300.
So, like, I mean, I worked in technology. The people who brought products that weren't working back, if they bought the first generation of a brand new thing, they were usually kind of like, I get it. It just wanted
I
to
deal with
work
it.
now.
I work in IT, so I deal with it all the time.
If
Like,
you have a
servers,
minute,
yeah, stuff like
Yeah.
that, weird
Oh,
stuff.
these are hot swappable. It's
Please.
like, oh, but it won't reset.
Yeah.
It's
please
like,
go
what?
read these reviews.
Or auto installs the
Well, what's the
updates.
best one you got there?
Oh God, I just like that I'm calling support for my shoes. They have a support line.
It's this weird kind of dystopian like review.
I
When you go
can't-
through and you're like, what?
Is there a Yelp page for it?
Apparently, everyone's having a problem with the right shoe. That,
Just the right.
Alright.
that right
guess
shoe is a problem.
I guess
This is
that
a-
shoe just ain't right.
Those boots aren't made for walking. and
Ah.
multiple other shoes.
We
I
really.
haven't had a problem with my right shoe since I was, 7.
Is that because you have 2 left feet?
Seriously, why do y'all not have a drum machine in here?
I can equip her with that sound effect. Actually.
Really
Oh,
need that.
that would be
Like,
amazing.
There is
yeah.
a soundboard on that computer.
Yes.
So.
We'll find a
Yeah.
drum sound effects.
But yeah,
That's
so
Oh, God.
hopefully those people will
Your
discover
$350
like, Velcro
shoes.
if they don't want to lace their shoes. Or something of the like. Maybe they could trade right shoes around. For like the next thing.
Hey, does your right work? Mine's out, man. I'll trade you my left or your right.
Well, then one person would just
I know,
have
I
it.
know.
Okay.
But then
Just flip it around.
Yeah, there you go.
Jason.
Hacking someone's shoes.
Oh, dude, you could unlace them.
Until they have
They also
motors
They also
attached
have
to them.
lights, though.
I
Oh
love
my
lights on stuff.
god.
I want light up sneakers.
See, I'm
like
gonna-
I always have.
Yeah.
But like
It's like
not-
it's
not
that whole Tron
that.
thing. The reason I love Tron is because they're all lit up and whatnot.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about the
Oh,
glowy
yeah,
lights.
last night, right.
Yeah.
You get a sports star you don't like as he's running down the field. You just deflate his shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking.
That's gonna happen. I swear to God. If this goes like to the NFL, like eventually, like say 20 years in the future or whatnot, watch something crazy like that happen.
I was thinking, you go to someone like tailgating at night. Go to like Philadelphia and change them to the Dallas Stars colors and see that guy get beat up by everyone else because he's wearing the wrong color.
All of a sudden, they're flying banners
Oh
at
my
the
God.
Philly game. They have those jerseys that are supposed to change. Like,
just
Yeah.
saw
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's right.
I don't know anything about them beyond. They're supposed
For
to
true
change the name and
bandwagon
number.
And that's exactly what it is. That's what the
Whoops.
popped in my head.
Not for the Saints anymore.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Or Cowboys, if you're like, oh, another horrible season.
Oh
on the
no,
bikes.
Dallas fans are remarkably like, but this year, I'm just
Yeah,
finding that
I'm
out.
like that.
Because
Like, I like the Cowboys,
We're
but
resilient.
I'm also a reasonable human being that I see the flaws in the system and
Well,
be
now
like,
your jersey says Patriots.
no.
Oh.
Robert Kraft is
No.
sitting somewhere like.
Let's get this train back on the tracks now.
Sorry. ADD.
Cass,
That's
go
it.
right
That's
ahead.
the end of mine.
All right.
$350 shoes.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of horror, then you probably heard about The Haunting of Hill House. The Netflix series came out last year. It was absolutely amazing. Created by Mike Flanagan, executive produced by Trevor Macy. Well, we are getting a season 2. It's going to be an anthology, so it's not going to be the same characters, which, again, if you watch the show, it came to a pretty satisfying conclusion, I thought.
Satisfying for who? Just kidding, don't tell us.
Just me.
The ghosts, I was thinking.
The ghosts.
They're like, they're all dead now. We burned down the house. I haven't
So-
watched it, I'm just
Oh,
playing.
I was
That's
about
not
to say, then I will
spoilery.
not say a word.
I mean, that show gave me a new sleep paralysis demon, so I mean.
Was it the...
No.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, you'll ruin
It
it.
was,
There's a reason that there's a certain character I identify very strongly with.
Then when you realize what's going on, you're like, no way.
Okay, anyways, though.
Way.
Okay.
Sorry.
Before.
So,
Yes.
Yes, again, they're doing anthologies, so new characters, new concept. This one is going to be called The Haunting of Bly Manor, based on The Turn of the Screw by Henry James.
Ooh.
So, unlike last season, this one is actually based on an existing work. It is the story of a governess hired to look after 2 kids, but there are ghosts in the house. It's still a haunting. There are still ghosts.
Hashtag spoilers.
Wait.
There are
Still
probably,
ghosts.
There are
There's still
probably
I
ghosts.
thought
ghosts
The
in
Haunting
house.
of Hill House was based off of a novel.
I didn't think so.
Yeah,
I think it was based off a true story.
there is a novel that was written that was the basis for Haunting of Hill House.
did
It's
not
the
know
same.
that.
It's a novel by the same name.
Wow.
They took a lot of artistic liberties with it because it was written back, I believe, in the 70s.
Gotcha.
But
Way back.
They didn't take visual artists. Sorry. Like, I think it's
She-
probably a really, really good series. The colors in it are so, like, it's so
Yeah.
dark.
In
and
the
it's-
couple of scenes, yeah.
I
that
just
you saw.
I make fun of it for that. I don't think it's a bad show. I just make fun of it.
So yeah, fans of Haunting of
Anyway.
Hill House. There's a new season. We don't have a date or anything. It basically just got announced, but I'm psyched. Mike Flanagan also did Hush, if you saw that horror movie, which was an amazing movie. And the girl from that shows up in Haunting of Hill House. We're not sure if the same actors or any of the same people in front of the camera will be showing up, but we assume the same artistic people. So I'm excited.
You.
No,
I
I,
actually
don't know of a better way. Like, crew, maybe, except directors change it. Like,
Crew,
yeah.
except the crew, you
Yeah.
have to include the camera guy, and I don't know if it's going to be the same camera guy. I don't
think
have
it's
that
gonna be
information
most
at
the
my
same,
fingertips.
like-
That
Yeah.
one really long shot they did the behind the
like
scenes for.
17 minutes.
Holy crap.
It was fascinating. I loved that episode.
I'm loving that in horror, I have to say, when they're doing these long shots. In other situations, it doesn't always make sense to me, and I'm like, I don't care that it was a continuous shot. Like, but specifically in that, a perspective or a deliberate shift of a perspective or whatever it is, I think it's really interesting that they're doing those. Like, we saw Halloween, the new Halloween recently,
Yeah.
and there's a long sequence. It was cool.
All one
I
shot
love
kind of
it.
thing.
Yeah, sometimes it takes me out of, but with horror, it doesn't do that. It draws you in.
I like when they do that with action movies. Tony Jaa has one. I think it was The Protector. And it's one solid shot. And I forget how long it goes, but it's like one of the longest action scenes ever recorded in like cinematic history kind of thing. And just
Was
to
it
see
car
the
thing?
What?
Car chase? Was it a car chase?
no, it was a fight scene up a staircase. And
Yes.
And it was like an amazing fight sequence. You're like, I can't believe y'all pulled that off and didn't.
It was an
edit
amazing one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good.
I mean,
It's a great
Daredevil
movie.
does that.
True, but not at the length.
They did it
not at
before,
the
too.
length. I'm not
Protected did it
comparing
before.
I'm just saying, like, they've
Oh, yeah,
carried
years
on
ago.
that legacy.
Tony
yeah.
Jaa's awesome
Yeah.
too. If you never see them, watch Tony Jaa movies. They're amazing.
Is your story
He's
about Tony
so
Jaa?
good.
No, it's not. No, it's about a little con out there, West Texas.
Is that what you're using for your news story? Go right ahead.
Yeah, actually it is. LubbockCon 2019. I'm going to be out there. Jason, you're going to be out there, right?
I am going. This is my first time going.
Corey, you're going to be out there, right?
Yep, it'll be my first time as well.
Dude, that is so awesome.
So excited for
This will be my third time.
Because there have only been 3 of them.
No, there's been 4. I missed the first year.
Oh!
I don't know what was happening 4 years ago. My memory's gone.
Oh,
But
no, that's right. There was the Kickstarter for. Was that for the second one?
I was there for the second one. But yeah, and it's going to be awesome. Every year it gets bigger, it gets better. My very good friend, Bestie, Danae, she's the president, founder, whatever it is, and she puts it on every year. It's a wonderful little spot way out there in the red dirt, Texas. It's going to have people, artists, comic artists, writers. You're going to have special effects artists are going to be there. A guy named by the name of Russ Adams he was on Face Off. I don't know if y'all saw.
Which season?
Really?
It's okay.
Really?
That's really. And it's going to have Ricky Simons from Invader Zim. Are y'all familiar with that?
Invader
I had to be
Zim, yeah.
educated because I think it happened a little after my time. Sorry. But it's going to be awesome. I'm going to have a panel out there Sunday. It's called Con Saved Our Lives, but it's more or less just basically talking about mental health and how like the nerd community and everybody coming together and just making friends and all this, and how it's made our lives so much just cooler in general. And I'm looking forward to that. So that's Sunday at 4. So be out there. Hey.
So the con is in Lubbock at where? The
Lubbock Convention Center.
Memorial
Sorry,
Civic Center.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry. I'm so bad with
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey.
2-day con, Saturday and
Yeah,
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. It's from Saturday is 10 to 7. It's 15 at the door. Sunday is 11 to 5.
Ooh.
10 on Sunday, so you got a little bit of discount. I think there's even a discount if you have multiple parties, I believe. Yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff going on. It's a lot of the, you're going to have dealers out there selling stuff, which I'm going to be scoping out because, oh my God, it's just so tempting. Anyways, and it's going to be nice to see a lot of people I haven't seen a little bit because I haven't been out in Lubbock in a little while.
Cool. Well, we'll be going up Friday night, so we'll be there as soon as the festivities start. So it's going to be a blast.
It should be a lot of fun.
Well, I purposefully left Cora for last because hers is a sad tale. But it's a happy one. Cora,
It's bittersweet. So
let me down easy.
Don't interrupt me.
She's like, oh, I have a story, but I'm a producer. Shut up. I'm producing.
So today we were met with some bittersweet news as Reggie of Nintendo America has decided to step down from his position as president. He is retiring. It's not that he's leaving the company for another company or anything. He is retiring to spend more time with his friends and family. He has been with the company for about 13 years, 11 of which has him been being the president of Nintendo America. He made a very heartfelt video on Nintendo of America's Twitter page, so I highly recommend going to watch that video. He does let us know that his body is still ready for what Nintendo has to offer for us in the future. But we weren't just left with that. In April, we will be getting a new president, which he did announce the name of, and that is a gentleman by the name of Doug Bowser. Yes, that is his real name. And he will be taking over as Nintendo of America's president again in April.
Life is weird. I'm sorry. Life is weird. They have a guy and his last name is Bowser.
Hey, I have a friend named Bowser.
I know, but to be at Nintendo of all
Yeah,
places in the
It's
world.
the most iconic series they ever made. Maybe.
Mario.
It's
Oh,
Mario.
yeah.
I feel as though he has been trying to get to this point.
His whole life.
This is the culmination of a bunch of backstabbing.
I don't think this is a coincidence. I think as soon as he became aware of Mario, he was like, you know what I'm going to do when I grow up?
I'm going to work for
I'm going to be the
Nintendo.
president of
Now, this is a
Nintendo
major
America.
Take
versus
it over.
nurture
Yeah.
argument here. Is like, was he born to eventually go down this path and whatever?
Or
Or
did he
was
decide?
he like, did he decide based on his
Free will
environment?
effect.
Was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Interesting, right?
Can-
Can you
Well,
elaborate a
well.
little bit more on that picture you posted on the Facebook page? Was also follow us on Facebook because You'll get gems like this, please.
Okay, so this is the image that Mr. Bowser had shared.
Mr. Bowser.
Mr. Bowser had shared,
That
thanking,
just sounds weird.
This is a trap.
thanking everybody for their warm wishes and, you know, everyone just being so kind in welcoming him to the Nintendo family, since he'll be a more outward person with this instead of just in, I believe it was the sales department that he worked in. But if you look at the shelf behind him, you will see that Mario and Luigi are tied up with controller cords.
Yes.
And underneath
It's a
him,
trap.
and underneath him, you have a Dry Bones, a Koopa Jr., and some Goombas. So I mean, he's rolling with this, and that's something that Nintendo has always been on top of, is just, you know, rolling with jokes, rolling with the fun. That's what made Reggie so much fun and so iconic and so wonderful to hear him talk, because you could see the passion and the fun that he had. And that's something that we were, I guess, a little nervous about until we'd learned who was taking over that position. And it looks like he has just the same energy and his humor and the same amount of fun that he wants to have with everyone. So, Reggie, we will miss you. We wish you all the luck in everything that you decide to do from here on out. And Doug Bowser, do not let us down. We've handed over the keys to the castle to you. Don't ruin it.
How are we going to rescue the princess?
I was gonna make a princess.
I mean, she said castle.
Well, those were actually also Reggie's words, that they were handing the keys of the castle over to Doug
Of course
Bowser.
they were.
So I love that.
I do
How
feel
can
a
you-
little bit bad for this guy, though, because he's heard every joke that we have.
Oh,
so
absolutely,
many
right?
times.
There's
Oh,
no
he'll
way.
continue
He's going to be
There's no way.
flooded with them all again.
Oh,
For the
no,
rest
like,
of his life at this
There,
point.
there have already been some great memes that have already popped up from it, and he's been loving them. I think my favorite one was they took a picture of Bowser, and they photoshopped Doug Funny from the show Doug onto his head, so it was Doug Bowser.
Nice.
That's my favorite one. They
New
took
cosplay idea.
they took some they took some screenshots from when a Nintendo Direct with Reggie where Bowser pops up out of his phone, and that's just been being shared constantly since a gentleman named Bowser is taking over.
Yeah.
Like, Nintendo is used to us rolling with these jokes until they're dead, and they take them and run with them in a good fashion and then just let them go.
I like them. They're playful.
Yes. They embrace the fact that they're never going to be like the PlayStation or the Xbox where adults
We're serious gamers.
Yeah, they know that they're going to be that family-friendly platform, and they're okay with that. And that's why all of their Nintendo Directs and any of their announcements are always so much fun. Because,
And usually
can have
family
fun.
friendly, because
yeah.
they know who they are.
Yeah.
They know who
Exactly.
their audience is.
I appreciate that they do that because, I mean, they usually put out quality stuff for the most part. Like, there's always some, like, really classic things that they put out with each system that they've had.
Yeah.
I am going to miss Reggie, but, you know, let the man have his time.
Enjoy your
Right,
retirement.
he has more than earned
He's
this.
retiring to make memes.
To Reggie.
all day.
Too rich.
To
Reggie.
Reggie.
Cheers.
I know about Reg.
But I do have a very
So, Reggie, since you're watching,
You're on a nickname basis with him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're getting like that.
You missed it. Cass almost spewed her drink out.
Oh no, I come into the frame. To their frame, just my face. So that's
looking
great.
like
Yeah.
you're falling somehow when you're seated. Like,
Yeah.
nice. It's a good
normal
look,
for
I
me.
think.
Thank you.
But as much as we will miss Reggie, we do need to move on because we have some very important topics to cover. And what is that, Jason?
Well,
Nice segue.
anyway.
What is it?
You
Jason?
ruined
Go,
the
go,
segue!
go.
You ruined it!
Dead air.
So anyway, there are the tops of animation out there, and honestly, we wanted to bounce the numbers between Pixar and DreamWorks. And actually, like I said, doing research for this, I was kind of like, I thought I was firmly in the Pixar camp, but I was wrong.
Really?
DreamWorks is my master.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay,
Weird
that's
and
kind of a
upsetting way to put that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just looking at the numbers, and I'll go into like the shows that I enjoy and just sheer quantity. But anyway, one of the things I picked up was who do you think right off the bat who makes more money?
I
I
mean,
would think Pixar.
You are
I'm
wrong.
about to say, looking at these numbers, I would say DreamWorks.
I haven't looked at them.
Yeah,
So,
like-
okay.
Yeah, look at these numbers.
Pixar founded in 1979. Currently, they have about 1,169 employees. Annual revenue from Pixar, $487 billion.
Is that all?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. Annual $487 million. I said billion. Sorry.
Yeah,
You scared us
the
for a
big
little
beat.
bit?
But DreamWorks was founded in 1994. They are currently annual revenue $989 million. That's last year.
Nice.
They employ about 2,100 employees. Pixar has had 20 feature films with 5 in development currently. DreamWorks, 36 feature films with 10 in development. I don't believe Pixar is doing any television series, so let's just go ahead and go to that one. DreamWorks currently has 30 television series under their belt with 9 in development currently.
Wow.
I mean, and when you look at the numbers,
That's a serious studio.
yeah.
numbers.
I mean, well, look at the things that we enjoy on Netflix. She-Ra, Voltron, all DreamWorks productions.
So true.
Troll Hunters. That's a DreamWorks production through
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
And they're planning on doing more.
There's a How to Train Your Dragon series as well.
Exactly. And those movies, Shrek was the one that has put them on the map.
Oh, of course, because it's
Shrek
a
2.
meme now.
They call
Because they're
DreamWorks the
awesome.
house that Shrek built. Sometimes,
I saw it a bunch of times.
That is their highest grossing one. So if you want to put the numbers up against each other, DreamWorks is killing it.
I have a funny story with
I did-
Shrek, actually.
I did
really
not
quick.
expect these type of numbers. I was like, oh, it's Pixar. They're going to be on top. They're going to be... No.
Well, to be fair, that's not big.
But then, personally, I started looking at all the things that I do enjoy from DreamWorks and all the movies that I've watched. And I kind of went, holy crap. I like more DreamWorks stuff than I like Pixar. Go figure. I learned something about myself today.
How do you feel?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Okay.
Yeah. A little less sober. I don't know. But anyway, Corey, you had a point you were going to make?
Oh no, it's not a point. It was
No,
just a
it's a
funny story. So apparently, while Shrek was in development, it was awful to work on,
Ooh.
and so if animators weren't meeting their quota or they weren't meeting their goals, one of the threats was they were going to make them work on Shrek, and that brought up their productivity. That's
How
ki-
bad was it?
that was
Jeez.
Pretty
I don't
spot on for how I would feel.
Yeah, like, I don't know the full story of that. That was just a comment that was made from a former DreamWorks animator, and I can't stop laughing at the thought of that. If you don't pick up if your productivity does not increase, you're gonna go work on Shrek. No, please, no!
A lot of the stuff about Shrek is they were dealing with a lot of technology that they had never dealt with before. There weren't
Yeah.
programs for
Yeah,
these
this is
things.
the early
That's
days
so
of
true.
CGIing.
That's very true.
Which is why Shrek's grass, the grass in the Shrek movie, isn't grass. It's green hair.
Okay.
Because they didn't have the program to make
The
grass move like
simulate
it's
map,
supposed to.
right? I got you.
So
Okay.
that's why when Shrek is moving, Shrek and Donkey are moving through the grass, I think coming up to the castle with the princess,
Okay.
it waves way
Yeah.
too much because it's not grass at all. It's hair.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen a field of hair, it waves a lot in the wind.
Yeah.
I have not actually. I haven't seen
neither.
hair
That
in a
would be
long
disgusting. It sounds like a nightmare I would have. But
I would
It's
run
it's
with
worse
my head
from
down
there.
through it
Extremely
though,
visual. That's,
just to feel it
There's
onto my
super
head.
glue on top and just beeline through it.
Make my own little toupee.
Oh,
get a
correction.
flock of seagulls.
Correction on the
No,
employees. There's
amazing.
actually 2,700 employees employed by DreamWorks. They employ even way more than
Well,
Pixar does.
About a little over 2 times as many,
Mm-hmm.
which lines up.
Yeah, with how much money they're making.
Well, with how many movies they're releasing,
throwing
that's how
out,
many
yeah,
things
for
they're
real.
putting out there.
It's ridiculous.
But anyway, I'm trying to think, like,
What's
seriously, the 2 Netflix series that are out there right now that I'm enjoying, She-Ra, and of course I enjoyed the hell out of Voltron.
That was a good series.
Until the end.
And it's done, right?
Don't be bitter.
No, I'm gonna be better.
Anyway,
You
But
didn't like the end?
they have so many more irons in the fire, and granted, they're
Felt
different
that.
kind of like studios within studios
Yeah.
working on these shows. They're killing it, and I kind of think Pixar. I mean, they do one movie every year and a sequel every 2 years or something.
Somewhere
When I
around
look-
that room.
When I look at what DreamWorks is turning out, and then I wonder, why did I wait 14 years for Incredibles 2?
It's a good question.
You
They
know,
didn't intend
you
to
know.
make another one. It didn't make a ton of movies in its first run in the theater. There's a lot of reasons, like that they
Waited so long.
yeah,
Okay.
and they wanted to do it.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Right.
feel I walk away from this numbers like Pixar's kind of. I hate to say it, slackers.
To be fair, Pixar is a subdivision. Pixar is mostly a part of, I almost said Apple, of Disney.
Apple.
And so
One
and
corporate
DreamWorks
giant.
is
It would
its
be
own company.
iPixel.
She
it
was
that.
thinking Apple because Steve Jobs created Pixar. If
Sure.
you didn't, yeah,
back in the
no,
day.
that like back
Right.
in the day, he
Yeah.
sold it to Disney.
Yeah.
Right before they made Toy Story, or as they were making Toy Story or something.
Yeah.
Also found myself with who makes better movies.
This
Pixar.
is
Oh,
And-
that's
where
hard.
I was looking through the movies. I was looking through the list and thinking of movies that I like versus movies that I love, because Pixar makes a lot of movies that I really like. I really like Toy Story. I really like Monsters Inc. I really like Inside Out. I do love Finding Nemo. But DreamWorks movies, and these are older ones, but Road to El Dorado, Prince of Egypt, How to Train Your Dragon, I've seen all those 3 movies in the past year because I absolutely love them.
I haven't.
And I
I need to
will-
watch them.
I will continue to watch those movies way more frequently than these Pixar movies. And so I think DreamWorks movies stay with me a little bit longer than Pixar movies do.
See,
Ooh.
and something we never like entirely settled in our pre-production meetings was, as far as whether you like them better, is it only the computer animated ones that's a more direct comparison, or is it not? Because I also, Prince of Egypt is amazing. Do you get to count that since Disney makes all its 2D animation using separate studios? And it kind of can change the answer for me. Also,
Sure.
found out, and I was upset about this, that both Big Hero 6 and Moana are not considered Pixar films. They're only considered Disney films. And that literally changes my answer.
Yeah.
See, I was not aware of that.
See,
Yeah,
Big
that was-
Hero
Yeah,
6
they-
is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That was something I weighed too
everything.
when I.
You include not even Moana. If you don't include Moana, you just include Big Hero 6, then mine changes as well. Because Big Hero 6 is maybe my favorite animated movie of all time.
I think it is mine.
Love it.
We saw it like 3 times in the theater in like 2 weeks. We saw it in sneak preview. We saw it with my nieces. It was like,
I think I saw that in the theater.
I loved it. It was one of those, you haven't seen this? Come with me. We're going to go watch it again.
Between the two of us, we have as many as 5 or 6 Baymax plushies. Like, both of us obsessed with this movie and have been since it came out.
When I
But
when I went and saw it with a friend of mine back when it came out, and we went dressed as Hero and Honey Lemon for the movie.
Aww.
It was super cute, and it was super perfect because she's really tall and I'm really short in comparison, and she had the
Adorable.
giant heels.
We had proportional, differences.
Super proportional, and we had another friend that came with us that was Go-Go.
Nice.
Forgot her name there for a
I
second.
love her.
Yeah, so the 3 of us all went together, and it was a lot of fun.
We have friends, Robert and Teresa. They do, what is the name? Fred and Go-Go.
Yeah.
And it's adorable.
There's a Baymax beanbag thing that's as big as a twin bed, and that's really all I want in my life. To just cuddle up on him and go to sleep. Like, Baymax,
Yeah.
I don't know. It
So if
spoke
you-
to both of us.
If you count those, then our answers to, but we're doing, come
Oh.
on, man. Party foul.
Everybody wave
I mean,
goodbye.
but
and
look at
Aaron,
some of
he'll
the
never
some
be
of
on
the
show
titles
again.
that
I'm so sorry.
DreamWorks put out. Like, okay, of course the Shrek stuff. Flushed Away, which is one of my favorites. The Madagascar series, including them damn penguins. Monsters vs. Aliens, which I know is not as popular, but
You
I love
skipped
Monsters.
one of my favorite DreamWorks.
Which one?
Kung Fu Panda.
Ooh, that was a fun one.
I loved that.
Wait,
movie.
you also forgot the other meme movie of the century, B movie.
We don't talk about B-movie. We don't talk about B-movie.
It's not a bad movie for the first 20 20 minutes, and then it just goes downhill
has
into a
a
weird place.
Relationship in every way with a bee.
No, I'm saying like it gets weird really quick, but when it's not like
that the
before it
Seinfeld
gets
movie?
there,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
We don't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about bee movie.
But it
I
also
saw it.
created so many wonderful
She has ankles.
memes,
Ankles.
and that's the whole point here.
Trying
now.
to get them to.
Yeah, this is why. Why don't you just have her sit down?
I'm gonna lay her
She can
down.
sit down.
Yeah,
Just lay her down. She needs to
watch
sleep it off.
Get her a whiskey
She's-
bottle and
she's-
then.
Yeah, get her to watch TV. Come here.
Yeah, there we
She
go.
can
She can enjoy
hang out with her
that.
buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why other shows don't
Maybe
have
they can do
toys
yoga
like
or
right in
something.
front of them because everybody's like, let's do this for a while.
Would she do yoga? I don't know.
Why not? Yoga's good for you. It stretches out your
Yeah,
limbs.
she's
Jessica
all
would not do
about
yoga.
health and
She wouldn't-
self-care, isn't
Oh,
she?
smoking cigarettes and booze, but you
I
know,
was gonna say,
whatever.
can you
Anyway.
do yoga at the same time?
Anyway.
Okay.
The balance parts are a little off.
it's,
sometimes.
it's possible.
Okay.
Back to the topic.
I'm
Okay,
like,
well,
so anyway.
some of our favorite Pixar series, because let's not all bag on Pixar. Like Wall-E is one of
It's
my
gonna be
favorite.
Cars
Wall-E's
too,
great.
right? I
Up.
hated Wall-E.
I mean, Up is the
bro-
saddest Pixar movie in the
really
first 5
was.
minutes of the
Yeah, but
film.
then the rest of the movie isn't very good.
I love the dog.
Yeah.
The dog is
The
funny.
dog is awesome.
Monsters Inc. is still one of my favorites.
I love Monsters Inc. Great.
Like I'm just going through the list. Please stop making Cars movies, please.
Yeah,
Please
they're
stop
alright.
making
The first one is good.
Please stop making Shrek things.
Brave.
I-
Finding Nemo.
Coco.
Incredibles.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Coco.
Incredible.
I have two that are my favorites:
What?
Which ones?
Coco and A Bug's Life.
Sorry
I
about
haven't
the
seen A Bug's
ambient
Life in
noise
like
here.
15 years.
Finding Dory. That
I
was
liked
good.
Yes,
Finding
Finding
Dory.
Dory.
It was good.
All the Toy Story movies. So I'd say anything that Pixar puts out is quality. I'd say
Quality.
DreamWorks has had more misses, definitely.
Oh
Sure.
yes.
But you gotta take chances, man.
DreamWorks is throwing stuff at the wall sometimes. with their
Exactly.
releases.
Sometimes
Did anybody enjoy Rise of the Guardians or The Croods?
I loved Rise of the Guardians.
Or what?
Is
The
that
Croods.
the owl one
I
or the other
don't
one?
even know.
No,
The
that's the
owl-
one with
it's the
like
owl
the
one, right?
buff Santa.
I did
Oh,
like
I
that
didn't
movie.
see
We went and saw that for my birthday, and it was the best birthday present ever.
You know what the best scene is, though, out of all the DreamWorks ones? The very best scene is at the end of Over the Hedge when the squirrel, I can't remember his name, but when he drinks the energy drinks and time slows down. Oh my god, I don't think I've laughed so hard at one of these CGI movies than that scene right there. It really tickled me, something fancy.
See, what
Ryan
pushes Pixar over for me, I like Pixar better. You have to include the shorts, the digital shorts.
Digital
Oh
shorts are great, right?
yeah.
I wouldn't say I've seen a bad digital short from Pixar
What was
either.
it
Yeah.
with the little dog?
That was Big Hero 6's.
Okay, that's the one, okay.
I don't remember what it was called. But
No,
yeah,
it was
it's
like
the-
real sweet. and
Yeah, you have to
whatnot.
discount that one and the Lava Song are both Disney, but not Pixar. I think.
Oh, and that's sad because I loved the lava song.
I play that,
Is that part
song
of
to
Moana?
my nephew on my guitar. He likes
What was the
it.
lava song? Was that on Moana?
I think
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
Moana, right?
It's
Never
where
saw it.
it's the
before Inside Out.
No,
Moana.
yeah.
it's the
Okay.
volcano singing to the other mountain, I believe.
I saw Moana because Danae got me to watch it, so I rented it one time, and I was like, oh, it was alright.
I heard.
It's no Little Mermaid, but it was alright.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
Excuse
it was no
you.
Little Mermaid. Little
What?
Mermaid is a far dominant movie. I'm sorry.
Above what?
Okay,
What?
as far
Above
as
almost all movies.
About
As-
what specifically?
Okay.
The Hawaiian one that I can't pronounce.
Moana?
Moana, yeah.
It's not even that hard.
Yeah, that's-
I have speech problems.
How old were you when you
Excuses.
saw Little Mermaid
So-
for the first
I
time?
don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
I was probably a young teenager.
So what do you guys think was the worst performer for Pixar?
Worse?
For Pixar?
For Pixar.
Monetarily?
Monetarily
There
and
was
viewer and lowest
Was it the
ratings.
alien? There's something aliens.
Aliens
Mars
versus
Needs Moms or something.
Aliens versus Monsters? Was that one?
No.
No, that's
Mars
no,
Needs
that's
Moms was not
Hang
Don't
on,
look at the
I'm
screen.
not looking at your revenue. I'm looking at the movies though.
I didn't see the Good Dinosaur.
I was
so
gonna
that's
s-
up there, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either.
I didn't see it. I
Or-
didn't even know
It was
existed.
it was
Hang on.
Cars 2.
Really?
Not shocked
Good.
actually.
I never.
Movie was
Did I
terrible.
see that? No, I
Because it
didn't.
got Larry the Cable Guy has a
Oh,
damn
right.
toy truck
Well,
again.
Yeah, he blew up real
You're
big, too,
done.
back in the
He wasn't bad in the first one.
No, I liked him in the
No,
first one.
wasn't.
No, but
I-
you know how they will drill
Oh,
it? Like,
oh,
they'll
I
see,
know.
Like, oh, that's on fire. We need to add that to almost
Like
every
Despicable
scene.
Me and then the Minions.
Yes, exactly.
I personally love, watch out for Frank, and then they hear the, woo, well, That's Frank. And he just kind of casually starts rolling away.
I'm just not a fan of Owen Wilson's voice. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to
Oh, me
hear
neither.
it.
I mean,
like,
I'll say something horrible I said about Owen Wilson later after the show.
What was the Jackie Chan movie he made?
Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights.
Yeah, those were.
I'm just sick of hearing him talk like this all the time. Yeah,
He's from
I'm
Richardson,
serious.
him as bro.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just throwing that
They're
out
from
there.
Richardson?
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah,
Richardson.
scans.
I bet it's like Mesquite.
Probably, right? Or, what's. Oh, damn.
Garland.
Hey, that's where I was.
No one is ever
for a
going to
little
say.
bit.
Oh.
South G.
South G.
Until I moved at
Represent.
11. Well, I was 11 when I moved out. Went to Palmer.
Oh, wow.
I don't know
Small
what that
town.
is.
It's a small town. If you know what it is, then thank you and bless your heart.
Oh, also, awards list. Who do you think has won more awards, Pixar or DreamWorks? I had to research this
More
one too.
Awards?
DreamWorks,
I-
I'm guessing. I'm
Blanket?
guessing.
I want to go with Pixar just because since they are an entity of... Oh, actually, no. Because usually the Disney Pixar one usually beats out the Pixar one, which still angers me to this day.
Based on release schedule alone, I'd say DreamWorks is one more.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
DreamWorks is killing it.
Really?
Like, I started doing the numbers, and that's the one I came up with. It's not close. They have won more awards and more accolades for the work they've done over Pixar. I mean, I came away from this like, I thought I knew who the powerhouse was. I was clearly
no.
wrong.
I think of Disney as a powerhouse. Pixar is a part of Disney, so as
I
long
didn't
as
realize
they're
the
being...
numbers game difference. Like when I started looking at like their gross, I was like blown away of like the difference between how much Pixar has brought in versus how much DreamWorks. It's like
I want to know return on investment numbers. I'd be way more interested on how much they spent
There's
versus
math.
how much they made.
Yeah,
You
it's
wanna do
right here.
math on
Yeah,
that?
it's right there.
Never do math.
He's
live.
giving you his own chart.
There you go. That's a
Did
print.
you just say never do math?
It's also an Excel sheet, so
That's
it's
a
even
caster.
better.
Apparently, if you're a sportscaster, they tell you never do math live.
I was about
Yeah,
to say,
'cause-
you're on a D&D show.
Yeah,
with all
that's...
those
And she's
dice.
bad at it there too.
Yeah, didn't we learn last game not to do math ever?
Oh, we tried to figure out.
We tried to do the Pythagorean theorem.
We did it, roughly.
Yes, and we learned that we're just never going to math again, ever. We're just never going to use math
We tried to do
ever
it. There's 40
again.
and 50 and I came
Never.
Up with
Where's
like
the other
600.
list?
All right.
Essentially, y'all are just going to tell me where you move, and I'm just going to have to accept it because I don't want to math check you again.
One of the things I'm dreading is I saw on this list of upcoming projects, but there's a Shrek reboot.
No way.
What?
For real?
Why? It was
I wonder
perfect
what
the
they're
first
doing.
time.
I kind of want Eddie Murphy back as Donkey, though.
Oh, well,
he has to be right.
What's Mike Myers doing? Come on.
Nothing. He hasn't been anything
He's
in a
not.
while.
He was already on the like not
Retirement
as
list.
busy.
Yeah.
He's
Was
wearing, hell of a
when
lots of
Shrek came
makeup
out.
and appearing in Inglourious Bastards from like 30 feet away, and you can't tell it's him.
Oh, he was in that. I didn't even realize it.
He
Did he
was
have
the
any
general in the big
lines?
empty room standing next to the globe. That was him wearing all that makeup. Yeah, I wonder if
I
not
gotta
like.
go back and look at that.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Yeah.
I mean, he made a guest appearance on John Oliver. He's not doing anything.
So I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's DreamWorks.
It is.
I gotta say,
Although
I've been-
DreamWorks has my number one movie that I hate on this list.
What's that?
Shrek.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
what they got against Shaq?
I was in middle school when Shrek came out. So
I forget them all sometimes.
There was a-
everyone quoted it all the time, and it just
Wow.
everyone was like, "Oh, here's
Get in
all
my
the
belly.
yeah." Everyone doing a bad
Yeah,
Mike Myers.
exactly, yeah.
Mike
Not.
Myers. It was,
I hate.
it was bad.
Yeah.
So we gone over like personal favorites from DreamWorks.
I did real quick.
Okay,
Mine's got to be. I love both of the How to Train Your Dragons. Like I really
that's just a good
do.
series, and they've
I don't know if I have a favorite.
like I know the last movie is coming out, but they'll probably still continue the series on Netflix. Which I haven't watched it, but I do watch it. I watch a couple episodes with my kids every now and then, and they're still solid.
I just want Toothless
I just
and
like
Baymax
all of
to
them. Like,
hang
just
out.
make both companies. They put out decent stuff. Just keep making them.
Should Pixar get into making television series though? We've got Disney Plus coming out.
Well, and you're right. They're gonna need to fill space with that, right?
Maybe. I think that
Mandalorian.
my concern with that would be the quality of their movies and the quality of the shows going down. Because one of the reasons that Pixar has such good movies is the fact that they're able to work as hard as possible on them, and they take a lot of time and put in a lot of effort into those movies. if you have them also separated into doing a television show, in addition to working on the movies, the quality of it might go down to meet the deadlines as a trade-off. Now, I mean, Disney could afford to help Pixar out and give them a whole new team, but I'm not so sure what they would do, I guess, is more of a concern, is what they would decide to do with that platform.
So with that, what Pixar series would you see as a television series or movie?
I want to see the Incredibles
Frozen-
in a
Frozen's Disney.
lower
That's
key
right, that's Disney.
environment.
The Incredibles.
It would be episodic,
watch
would be
that.
easy enough to do.
I like The Incredibles.
Like, and you could get engines that would let you replicate a certain amount of your work.
So long as Brad Bird
Different
comes back to do Edna Mode, I'll be okay with that.
I think if we, I know it's a Disney property, but of the stuff that Pixar has worked on, a Big Hero 6 series like we had been promised before.
They have a Big Hero 6 series. It's not like we were promised, though.
It is not like what we
really?
were promised.
I
It's
heard that it
okay.
was in developmental hell forever.
It was for a long, long
I
time.
didn't see anything that had been
It started
released.
coming out like last October. I found them totally legally and legitly, and it was streamed. It's pretty good, but it's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
Were people standing up in front of the screen and walking off to the side?
There's like,
2006.
I mean, I heard
Somebody was
doing
filming it
dishes
like this.
in the background. Also, it's in portrait mode, which I found weird.
Okay, then you know what? Still that, but like we were promised.
Yeah, like I want to see the all-out thing. Scott adds it, right?
Yeah.
Is not that busy. They can't get him to voice Baymax in the regular. Like his Baymax, it makes a big
He can do voice
difference.
acting from home. I would say DreamWorks as far as television series,
Yeah,
but DreamWorks makes television series out of their properties.
True.
I mean, if they can record Bob's Burger or Bob's Burger over Skype, then I'm pretty sure they can.
Both those shows are amazing. I love them.
Yeah, me too.
Every Sunday. Most ever Archers.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for their newest season. Anyway, How to Train Your Dragon 3 should be good. I will say this about both.
That's the last one, right?
Include Big Hero 6, that some of their concepts get a little extra to explain to their key audience. Like, Big Hero 6 had them going to a void, basically.
Oh, the newest one.
The-
I'm thinking of
The original Big Hero 6 had going to a void to rescue, and it's in this other place, and it's a whole universe in here through a portal. Like, my nieces were like 4-ish.
Right.
When that came out, they were the ideal audience, but it's like...
That wasn't explaining to them why Baymax's eyes got all red and he tried to kill people.
Yeah, that's...
Why is
that
red
was-
the color of, like, I want to hurt you? Like, every time.
It's the
Every
devil, it's demons, it's...
Every time, though. But even in
That's
video games,
why.
you see a red barrel, you know you can blow that barrel up. You just shoot it.
I mean, Mario is not evil, and he wears red.
How do you know that?
I mean-
He's evil to the poor little Goombas that are just trying to live their lives.
Or
They're
turtles.
just hanging
They
out.
are mean.
Mario is
They
evil.
have fangs.
It's just like Karate Kid. When you
Mario's
realize that the Karate
possessed.
Kid's the bad guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mario's possessed by his hat. We learned that in Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
You know, he is an invading force on a kingdom.
And his
He
name is
really
Mario, so he's
His
got
name
to
is
have some
Mario
issues.
Mario.
Yeah, we can't
Mario,
trust her.
Mario.
Like, did the
Luigi
princess
Mario.
personally ask him to come save him, or he just, like, after her
Maybe
because he's like...
Bowser is really rescuing her.
Yeah, like,
Maybe
Ooh,
she
yeah.
doesn't want to do shrooms all the time.
Mario is stalking the princess.
I mean, Bowser just kidnapped the princess. He couldn't possibly put all those traps in that castle already.
Dude, for real, right? When would he have the time?
Maybe those are safeguards.
She looks
Oh.
clean and like she's
I-
not being mistreated.
I hereby
Like, she's
launch an
fine.
investigation
Well
into Princess
fed.
Peach.
Yeah.
Why do you think she's always in another castle?
Always.
She's running away.
Well,
Why does
that's
she
just
need so many castles?
She's not.
This is
That's-
the monarchy.
This
We
is
have
classic-
gone so far off the rails.
No, this is the classic. What? Oh, she's not here right now. I can't
Next
get
week's
this
show,
for you.
why Mario's secretly the
All
villain.
I can see is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, where he jumps out the window, except that's Peach and the person who's Bowser.
Yes.
Like, oh,
Oh
she
my
just
God.
left. Sorry.
Escaping.
Yeah, I don't know where she's asleep now. You can't talk to her.
Right.
Whoops.
All right, so that we've got next week's topic.
Okay, but the second thing, How to Train Your Dragon 2, had alpha dynamics in it. I'm
That's
sorry.
difficult to explain to a
They were
6-year-old.
5 when we watched that one. What? Alpha dynamics? This guy had to do this thing because this other creature had the alpha position on
Right,
him?
I
Are you
gotcha.
kidding me?
Yeah.
She's like, what happened? I ended up just distracting them at a crucial moment so they didn't see it.
Why did this one kill this one?
Because they're dumb
This
animals.
is
That's
the
why.
dominant one. You have the king. So leader of the... Okay.
Okay, so,
So-
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It
was a
bad.
little rough.
And with that,
We like both.
we are
Hooray.
done for this episode. We will be back next week. We do have one announcement to make. We did say we were going to have our D&D game on March 2nd.
We never
However,
did, actually.
We normally
We
would
said
have it
we
on
said
ano-
to keep tuned.
Yeah, we did.
We
'cause
normally
we're
would have
smart.
it. However, we forgot about there's a very important date going on that day, and we got something to do. So we will be realigning it somewhere around that time frame, possibly Sunday. So tune in, just keep watch. Also, check out Alternate Heads. It's back. Bryce joined me to talk New York Toy Fair. It was a good time, and lots of toys were discussed, and my wallet is going to take a beating this year.
Did you swap
It's
heads?
just a weird thing. Yeah, you really need to get like a pic and like swap the heads of the people. You're
Yeah, I'm
doing
not that good with
alternate.
Photoshop. Anyway,
Me neither. Don't ask me.
Me neither.
but in case you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us Facebook.com/SCNSLive, Twitch.tv/SCNSLive, and Twitter.com/SCNSLive.
YouTube.
And YouTube on YouTube.com/SCNSLive. Like this video,
Wait,
subscribe
slash what?
/SCNSLive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
SCNS.
But if you want to follow us personally and not be, see me getting made fun of for speech impediments,
Well, that's not true. That's all I do in my
you
channel.
can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonTheX.
You can find me on Instagram at BetterCat, and now that it's Overwatch League season again, you can find me on Twitter at TweetchBadMoon, and find both of us at What is it?
Doa Drawings.
Doa Drawings, where we do bad cartoons of funny things the casters said.
Neither one of us can draw.
No.
You can find me individually at Cass_Bradley. That is KAS_Bradley on both Instagram and Twitter. When I remember to post, you can also find me on Now with Milk. It is a comedy YouTube series that we have just launched. Our Kickstarter launches soon. It's very exciting. Come find me.
And at the end of the month, they will now be streaming on the Twitch channel, so look for that.
Ah, yes.
It's
We're
going to be fun.
streaming video games, me and Kat.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly starting with God of War.
Possibly. She's going to play a boy, I think.
So look for that starting April 1st. Yes.
I'll hand you the extra controller.
Aaron, where can they find you?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitters at the One Twin Powers Activate Show, WTPA Show. Just check out all the
spelled
all
it right
the
on the wall.
stuff that's out there. Also, remember that LubCon's this weekend, the 23rd through the 24th, if I can speak properly. Remember, it's just come out, say hi. I'll be out there. It'll be fun. It's gonna be great. Yay.
Yeah, just stop by on
Yeah.
your way somewhere.
Yeah, if you're going to Loving.
Yeah.
Come on out here.
On your way to the middle of nowhere.
Woo!
Producer Cora.
You can find me on Instagram at Korodono, KORODONO, spelled right there somewhere. You can also find me on Twitter at Hawksperch, where I will scream into the void about Suikoden until the void screams back. Sometimes if I squint really hard, I can kind of hear it. If I lean in, please be the loud voice in the void. Oh, also on Instagram, I sometimes post artwork, but
She's posting artwork now. You should go over there and tell her how good it is.
Not right now, but
Right now.
You should go there right now.
Now.
She's not posting right now.
You go outside.
but yeah, if you like my stuff, please tell me because algorithms are crap.
She's making artwork for a band right now.
Oh.
Hashtag algorithms are crap.
Everyone loves your art when they're given it. If you want to see a reaction to her art, look at the Power Rangers interview we did where RJ Kyler got a personalized piece from her.
Aw.
Oh, I will show that.
You're turning red.
No, it's precious. It's precious. Anyway, guys, that has
color
been
your
our show. Make sure you tune in next week. And as we always say around here, keep on nerding. See you, Lubicon.
Yeah.
Lubicon.
Red Hookem Road.
What?
Oh, no.
Hook 'em horns. Hashtag. You just sounded like you said hooker at the end.